So I recently, June 2020, put up some blend files on Blendswap of some music gear I'd made models of. PA speaker stand, microphone stand, active speaker, monitor, and what have you. And I thought I'd just show what each one actually contained, so you know what you're looking at when you download it. This is the Code 25 with a stand. If I just zoom into the code, you can see, let's go into, you can see it's got, that's actually a part of a mesh. It's not a decal. Some things are decals, like the screws themselves, they're decals. Some of this is texture, obviously. All of that's texture, but the buttons aren't. It's pretty obvious which is texture and which isn't, but at anything other than right up close, which still isn't too bad, you know, you can't tell. So that's your amp, and then we have the foot switch, which is the pedal. I think it's 91009, and again that's just geometry with some texturing. Cables and the plugs, they're all actual geometry. If I go into that, you can see what that is. And then the other key thing is the actual speaker stand, amp stand. Again, this is in various parts, and as you can see, it's got multiple vertex groups and it's got multiple shape keys. So that inverted cradle, and then there's position for closed, and then you've got level highest, level lowest. So there are various options you can play with. Some of these don't work with each other, some do. So obviously if you turn them all on, you're going to get something very strange going on. Like there, that breaks the geometry somewhat. But if you don't do that, it doesn't break it. No. So that's the Code 25 one. Then we take the PA speaker stand, which is a pretty simple one. I'm finding this is happening a lot with the latest. Click on that. Thank you. Right, that's separate, so GZ, you can alter the height of it if you want, and the bass part itself also has a shape key. You got closed, got open, you got open wide, so you can play with that to alter the thing that you want. And the open, again, you can play with that. The closed basically being the bass key. Alright, so that again, nothing fancy. All these things, by the way, are scaled to real size. And we got microphone stands. Let's just get rid of the camera and the light. There we go. Zoom into that. So again, this one has a cable. I've included a microphone as well on this, which is clearly a Shure SM58. And again, that's all geometry. Same with the microphone. it's a bit slow. And I'll let me drop that down to 16. Might speed matters up. Plus, of course, I'm recording. There you go. So now I'll drop back into this because my machine isn't the fastest on the planet. So the microphone stand again has a legs up position for the bass. That one's the same. And then that will rotate on the Z. As you can see, I've not constrained the cable in any way because that's just a curve, so if you move the thing, the curve stays in that shape. So you just basically got to alter your curve accordingly if you reposition these. Like that can rotate. There we go, on there. And that'll rotate. In fact, let's just put the rotate on. And we'll set that to local. And again, as I say, you'd have to reposition that based on whatever you finally set your various parts up. And it's the same with this. Select that. Select that and GZ. Oh, that doesn't actually have anything because it's it's basically an amp. There is no extension on that, but that will move if we let's just turn on move and rotate. There we go. So that'll move like that. Rotate like that. That'll rotate like that. And that'll rotate like that. Oops. So you've got quite a lot of permutations for your microphone stands. The other items really are just as is. You know, if you, again, these are all individuals, so if you want to rotate it, you can, but that's pretty much it in terms of the rest is just geometry and texturing. And again, you can see the decals, all the screws are decals. There we go. So what I would recommend with these is if you want to include them in your kit, in your scene, just pull in a linked instance, and that would be the easiest answer. And then you've just got the one item. Instead of having all of this in your scene, you just have one instance of the linked item. Same goes for the PA speaker. Oh, there's the little Fender rumble. That's again, it's pretty straightforward. Bit of geometry, bit of decals, and again, I tend to pull this in as a links instance. And there we go. So I've got like these grills, for example. These are all decals. But decal works really well in those situations. It sells it. Right. And the PA speaker is the same. As you can see here, lots of decals. If we flick that on, you can see that You've got all of those. The speaker itself is actually a decal. I'll put that on. I hide that. In fact, let's go into wireframe mode. And you see you can't see anything because it's actually just a decal applied as a texture map. But again, the final image, it totally sells it. And then finally there's the 802 mixer, which, as you can see, comes with a little PSU block. Again, these are curves, so just adjust them and tag them, alter the position of the plug in that accordingly. All the controls are separate again, so you can make it look a bit different or set it up to a specific level if you want. And again, the screws are decals. You can see all the screws are decals. But now both this and the the monitor, the 205, aren't 100% accurate compared to the actual item. That is slightly different, and the front of the 205 is slightly different. Whereas that actually, that indent there doesn't exist, it comes right up here. But a man on a flying horse wouldn't notice, so it's good enough for me. And again, that mesh is a decal, but works really well. And again, the speaker behind it is a decal. Whereas those are actually geometry. So that's it, that's the music gear. If you do find it useful, dropping me a comment on the Blendswap would be nice. And I hope you enjoy them. I certainly enjoyed making them.